Hi, my name is Michael, and through the help of NCWorks NextGen program, I was able to not only obtain my GED, but also continue further and open up new career opportunities for myself. I started out working with Marie Hopper, who was wonderful getting everything situated for me. When I came here, it was initially just to get started. I was working on my GED, and S3 contacted me, and then Marie worked with me to get my GED sorted out, and then she helped set me up. Well, the NCWorks program helped set me up with a 3-month certification. I chose to do HVAC at a local community college. That was at GTCC, the Greensboro campus. They were very good over there. The instructor, James Gels, is fantastic. They seem to have a very good relationship with NCWorks. They communicate very well, so everybody was on the same page throughout all of it. There were no hang-ups, no issues with, me getting the appropriate textbooks or the tools for the class or any of that. It was all very streamlined and went very smoothly. NCWorks covered everything I needed to go through that, everything financially, and helped me out and offered if, I needed help with transportation, things like that. They helped me get through the program and finished that up. And once I completed that and had my HVAC license, then helped me with setting up an internship for on-the-job training, and that did lead to me getting a job in the field I had been trained in. So once I completed my on-the-job training, I was actually hired directly by Eanes Heating and Air from my on-the-job training, so there was no gap or anything into my employment. It was just went straight through. Honestly, the initial thing that attracted me to HVAC was really just money, and then getting into some kind of field where I have a little bit more of a career path. Before HVAC, I was working all in restaurants, and I did consider the culinary path, but the pay and hours with the restaurant never changes. So I got into HVAC just mostly for better money and hours, and then the career opportunities. But once I actually got into the field and started getting to know people, it really is a trade you can take anywhere with you. And it's one of those jobs everybody is always going to need. So there's good job security in it. And the more experience you have, the better off you are in the field. There's really just so many different opportunities in the field. As far as people that are more mechanically inclined and lean towards that type of field, there's really limitless opportunities. Learning is the key thing. Being able to stay open mentally and to kind of just be able to adapt to a situation, because most of the jobs, as far as doing residential install and HVAC, it's the same job every day in a different context. So you really do have to, it requires some critical thinking and adaptability, but when you're on the job, you will be working with an experienced mechanic who hopefully will be able to answer your questions and work with you on anything you don't know. Skill sets, it's really not that demanding. Nothing beyond basic requirements other than being able to lift a certain amount and put up with the nasty crawl spaces and hot attics during the summer. For the people that can get into it, it really is a wonderful opportunity for a lot of people. I would definitely recommend NCWorks to friends and family. I actually have since I've been involved here. You guys covered everything as far as just basic work etiquette, and a little bit more in depth of just trying to build up some better personal habits that make you an actual better employee and provide you the ability to function better within a workplace. And then on top of that, the interview training, getting some instruction on how to properly do an interview, having the assistance with setting up a resume and how to properly structure one for the current times versus I had my stepmom help me out with it, and it looked completely different from the one you guys helped me with. So, and it definitely made a difference, I believe, as far as when I have sent it out. It seems like I've gotten a little bit better feedback with it. Just putting me in a position where you give me the information I need. You just sit it right down in front of me and go, what do you want to do? There's not a lot of, I don't believe there's a lot of times where people have that opportunity in general. It's never as easy as it just being laid out in front of you. And then especially being in a position where you do need a little bit of help. I mean, it's been a wonderful experience for me. NC Works has created opportunities for me that I may have been able to do on my own, but certainly not with as much ease as this whole process has been. So I already have recommended it to a lot of people, especially friends and family that I know either have teenagers or know younger people who need to get their GED or maybe had, whatever problems that prevented them from completing their diploma. I think that alone was one of the most important things, having the help of the GED. This is more just a personal note, but I would imagine that somebody who is in a position where they have to seek outside help, we'll say, from somewhere like NC Works, I think because of the context of being in that situation, a lot of things can be discouraging as far as trying to actually build yourself up and, improve yourself and become a better person. And I think the main thing is just don't feel like you're alone and don't have help, because even working with a program like this, you forget that there's a whole building full of people that are here to help you, and not just your caseworkers, but everybody is here for the same reason. That's to help people better themselves ultimately. Even after several weeks of radio silence, I can get in touch with Marie and be like, hey, I kind of need some help. So I think that's the most important thing, is just, you might be in the program and taking advantage of the opportunities, but just don't forget that it is still there, if that makes any sense. Even when you're not in the building, your caseworker is only a phone call away most of the time, or an email, and everybody I've worked with has been more than happy to answer questions or even just talk to me a little bit and, be a human being and be personable. So I think that's the main thing I would say.